Alright, hi morning, hi there. Uh, After I've done this publishing of the whole of the videos of the week, I made them a lot since I got the cell phone, the new Android, which my mother gave me as a gift for my birthday. And I'm talking about September 1st, September 2nd, that I started making some videos around, perhaps around there, or maybe a little bit forward it. Suddenly, I just mm, cut, I am not going to say no wrong, but hundreds of videos daily, making not only singing, which with the time over this less humanity and suffering and this permanently damaging condition of getting worse for medications I never needed, between much other. Suddenly there happened the reality. I just made in this hundreds of videos which I were trying to publish over my Google Plus, and not only my Google Plus, but suddenly I were sending through emails that I gotta taking out now that I reminded. I should take it out for something in my Gmail. There is very couple of things I should ever send, and I don't see the level here. And I see sent, but not exactly a sending level, which I should see here. Getting some little bit more. Well, and happened that every day and every time came this situation on, as we know, were happening the condition of this were taking them and making forgery, and were permanently, were every day, were all the way, were every time, were everyone, were all the way to making exactly the same thing while we're kidnapping and taking people, saying that data racing against and the government and offending government, which is supposed to be done because of they says we command and we say what it's done, and whoever to be in the middle we are going to, you understand, rape and kill, which actually is murder, less humanity. And this hell Betro Balashecha, I'm sorry, I have this condition which the besmirched condition and state, I'm sorry, redundance over this, suddenly delivered me into saying this kind of words that they using against the victims and the people that they say themselves, those kind of a disgusting heredity destroys. Like the gay environment, let's talk about the thing, like the gays. Gays are the product of Sodoma in the meaning and the sense of destruction and victimizing and ruining people and making miserable the people's lives for the trying to playing the Bilkida Shmilaechat Chachit Shevalecha. We the machos and Botrela Shichal Chada and everything and everybody and everyone in Botlem El Chadel Chadi and nothing of us, and we are going to choose who lives and who dies and who is what and whom because of we. You understand what I mean? So suddenly this kind of a shit, because of there not any other but shit, suddenly delivers the people's lives into a very destruction and damages and corruption and prostitution and addictions and all kind of damages in the most of sinister, disgusting ways that you will never imagine. So suddenly, like the said clear, like the saying for this moment and right now, there happens much more than you will ever think about, and much more than you will ever take a reality on them. So suddenly, like the saying and like to putting a clear thing about this all, I have here now, and we have in the US too, um, 8,214 more kidnapped people, men and women, who were fighting and working for justice and orders and respect to be done and to be able all around. And in the US, 14,218. And also in Europe, few others, but not really much, more than 516, which are, anyway, a lot of people. So suddenly, over this, like to set clear the reality delivered us in a very for who understands a little bit Hebrew in Lambashmo, Hebrew, there suddenly you can understand and translate this like the worst of the conditions for the denigrative, disaccreditative, destroying, and trampling humanity like to produce abomination. So suddenly, as the reality to deliver us in this whole thing, we can only say one, like to exalt the reality through this whole and above whatever we go for and we go through. So suddenly, this is like the saying, Belcha Draya. In the charges as well, like the telling, and not only misappropriation of instituted and institutions for the commit less humanity and criminal end purpose. So suddenly, like to say true and like to say enough about this whole, we gotta telling and we gotta recall for our reality and we gotta call for our conditions which we go through, which it is permanently hunting for rape and murder and disappearing and destruction and sacrificing of people and robbing everything that they got, or robbing. So this is called Bilori for the reality of Sodoma. So Sodoma is what we are suffering permanently every day with the disgusting Kirkish Belakimat Hayam, which had already cheated and destroyed a lot and made them more than less humanity, but all abomination because of this is what have came for. This little 9 years old Temshet has promoted, mentored, and making organization and ordinance, sorry for my mistake, just have said, over worldwide and taking Argentina about my name, the whole shit of the ordinance leadershiping for the world to taking in base of my people like the degeneration masonry of this country have done over me since 1976. But what are we going to say about this? About my tellers of Sodoma, but which are not mine. I'm sorry, the pejoratively association, which cannot be ever and won't ever be, not happen at all. Saying that I'm going to say, what am I going to say? What are we going to say about this? The reality is Malshi Kalmel Hibat Reaki Lo Chachat Lashof. Isn't it? The reality of we came for what we came and they exist for what they exist. The second death. Amongst generations and heredity, the second fell of the Blecha de Chai Chatash Kimatro, Aladracha, and the reality over what we are going through. So suddenly like to set clear about this whole. What are we going to say? This is exactly what it is. The best. The prophecy of Daniel, which has accomplished for amount of millions of lives since 2004, and the reality that delivered us in a very severe serial of destructions and situations which we never wanted. So the reality that, what are we going to say? I'm just delirium. I just a liar. I have my los patitos, no tengo los patitos en hilera, like this says the disgusting hell shit abomination, Aníbal Fernandez. Right. And I'm going to put it in. And I'm going to make him the break, to get him broke on it. So suddenly this disgusting shit, another one, the concerts of Sodoma and 666, body of the whole of the Blikadrecha, suddenly to bringing a lot of destructions and less humanity and covering everything and permanently working for the people to not be known and to not exist the reality that for the truth and reality itself to be known and to be clear and to deflect everything into the, but it's just gay, it's just a delirious one, or it's just a demon. What am I going to say about this one? And we proved it. We have the forensics and everybody, and not everybody can be wrong, and not everybody can be making damages. And also, it's maniac persecutor. The whole matched for the whole of the condition that they are doing since the beginning. Mentored himself, Sodoma Marica, and the same Sodoma in person and forensics, human meat murderers, Gargolians, with the body soul. Well, suddenly this is what we got, and my mother inducted, manipulated, and gets me nervous so badly. And also about this, turns to saying that I'm going to hit my mother and attack her and making a damage and making destruction, and I am putting in danger myself as well. Oh my God. So you understand, whenever the degeneration is acting and recruiting and putting the whole of the abomination that they are in the whole of the terms and elements for there to making Billary, less humanity in the whole of the senses until the last blood drop. I myself said so, that they were making since the beginning, that I announced since the beginning. Well, the reality of this delivered us into a lot of more, but I'm going to set in clear this few words. Blodreka da shelmia hadla hibod recha is bidan nelshmin animal han alkishka pracha. Zoed rebole da schima relashio chut le badreanu al chana makatreya chishaliatava. Bledrechi namasel kishul le drabom an melchai de malachen chadish kamati. Zbodrea luvadia sikos vela adriachu bal chadlashia da machadle sot reashut. Albertoi malachino malashechadaki recha. זימות לסין סבא שפוט לבלחת רוקלוס לסין המשריה מלאכת לסקית ולשו את בלחת לסקין המתים ליד ריח אחד לשור ומלמלכה לא ריאן מלשת ראיקין הלבוס אנטרוסקין אי שבי כדרחו בדרמה לסין כסבדה שחת פנה אינגלה אישש מבלקות רמתות רגישה שדרה ברקיטוב אינגות קלנקין אשבות ריגלקי תרשימו קוט לסן חבחה works perfect. Zet rabalesse matlei shaidia chetrom, malechat lesisat boshven potrein ki amelcha. Zet rabel shidane makleita chet. Zot rabale patsida kishki potrein malchat lesia solotrem ashbol bencham. Zaleti kashechi yadab lesrot. Zot rosisa sabash untresi losansitsa. Amblot ramilachishu ladreyecha. زائد غدال شمرينا خلت راسي سلب الشطر مالبط قويلسي أزبلش ملخخا الله دعي خيدا شنتراين مالا انشكدا دي دوكتر خيدا سيدروس مش اجرو زوده إزالت انسوترو ديس إنشو دعي خم ملان إجبا أناكي ناين ملخشوت لا يريا ملخشلي رايكي لو زبا غي ملاسا سيتروش دس إيبوتكم إنكلا ياخينا شيام أي اسكابا זה רבלכת אל השחום החדש. זה בתרין סימל סיבוש בלה איקוטריין המלכת אל השיעה. לא את עדה שימות לבן סיסה בשבלה חתרי מלכת אל הסיסה בתרין סומלשן פולקמן בלגי מטראינקה. זה סילה בשבוח לחתרין. So this is for this morning over this Buenos Aires under this less humanity and carrying the victims also with title that I wish they to answer different. And to be in conscience about the reality and stop doing this to me and making a different move. Asbot remelchen fot remesim al fechashach chedach zidar amelesim fole velschirach chamashech al chad lareki. Asbot remelia fot rechi lamashech al chad laikam al bledra isol levot remol shvuel moler melechi chad lechendra. On this September, I'm sorry, what am I saying? Forgive me. October 13, 2013 at this 11:03 about noon here in Buenos Aires under this condition Dr. Markadash de la Khadafi from Dabi de la Hishmatlechi Malekha Ishvetra la Hishumal Hadladi Levi tribe Lishmola la Hadlaki so Shebacha Belkumar la Hidosh Kubatren Kolachot Alejandro Maria Blanco Redemy Svetlana Khashachida Chachai Adonai Lemachelech Hashem Elohim Yahweh Belhitra Hashel Menorah Lemarchenan Loamacha בשל שחר חבל אימה, אל שועך רחם על חדלו שחר, של צהב, אבל דרכינה חשום, חשם ולחיכה, למולם שלם.